What's up, CEOs? Looks like we are live. Yes. Let me see who is coming in, but let me make sure everything is looking all right because they got some new features on this live. So hopefully you can still hear me and everything is all right. As you come in, please let me know who you are. If you're watching this now, then you are watching the replay as we wait for people to come in. Can you hear you? Can hear me? Can you hear me? So today we are talking about how to be confident selling used cars. So this one kind of hit me right at the heart because I have the six-figure dealer club at the Auto Dealer Business School. And, we were talking in one of our weekly strategy sessions, and one of my students was still kind of just concerned about how the selling process goes, like once they sell a car. And they're not quite finished with the licensing process yet. So they're anticipating like what it'll be like, right? And so I started thinking to myself, like, I'm sure a lot of people are really kind of nervous about that whole process, So I wanted to do this video to help you be confident about what that process looks like what are the steps, what do you need to do, what do you need, and how do you do it, okay? So let me know who's watching. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm Shamel Leonard, and I started the Auto Dealer Business School because I was a struggling auto dealer, and I, had a good heart about it and, put some work in, but realized that I didn't really have a strategy, and I needed a strategy for my business to grow. So I started in an office as an auto broker, and then moved to a lot, and then ended up back in an office as I tried to put together what really works, and now moving towards a bigger location and growing my business to $1 million in revenue. Okay, so over the years, over this time, I've learned a couple of things. So I need to share them. Like I can't keep the secrets to myself, because I notice that a lot of people who look like me are out here taking risks, trying to start up dealerships or be auto brokers or just get licensed, and they're losing money, and I can't stand by and just let that happen. So that's why I'm here. That's why the Auto Dealer Business School is here. Good morning, Corvette dude. What's up, Anthony? You made it. Yes. Hey, Anthony. So that's why I do what I do. So let me start with a couple of announcements for Auto Dealer Business School. One, we have a calendar. See, my energy picked up now that I know y'all are here. See, y'all my people. But yeah, we have a calendar for the Auto Dealer Business School, and that's for anybody who is interested in joining this live video. You can look at the calendar, you can actually download it, add the events to your calendar, and then it has the link. You can click the link and then make it to this video. It also has on there any events that are happening at the Auto Dealer Business School. So any workshops, anytime that we are popping up in different places like Dallas or Houston or the Bay Area or LA or Virginia, just to name a few. So check out the calendar. I'll put the link in the description, download it so you can make sure that you're up on all the events. And then everyone who is in Six Figure Dealer Club, we have our own special calendar, which has all the links to the strategy sessions and all of the special events. So if you haven't already downloaded that, make sure you download that. Okay. Next is I want to remind you people that I'm out here giving free strategy sessions to people who are interested in being licensed and already have a budget of $10,000. Okay. If you're interested in being licensed and you need startup funds, okay. If you're licensed, but you need help selling your first car, and buying your first car, right? And then if you're licensed, you have cars and you need help selling your first car. So basically, I can help give you the strategy on how to get licensed, how to buy and sell your first car. Okay. So they're free, 30 minutes. I ask you questions beforehand to get to know you better so that we can spend our time in the strategy session working on your strategy. So take advantage of these strategy sessions so that you can understand what you need to do next. Okay. This is the season for us to solve our problems. So if you are stuck being an auto dealer, solve your problem, schedule a strategy session, get this strategy so you at least know how to move forward. Okay, y'all? Let me know that you picking up what I'm putting down in the comments, please. All right. So let's start with how to be confident in selling used cars. So there's two sides to this, really. So one side is what's the process, but I also want to talk a little bit about the other side, which is how do I sell used cars, right? Especially if that's where I'm starting. So let's start with there. How do you sell used cars? So I know a lot of my auto dealers feel like cash cars are crap cars, right? And they understand that they might need to start with cash cars because of their budget. Now, you don't have to start with cash cars if you have a budget of, I would say, probably 50,000 or more, maybe closer to like 70,000 or more. Then you can start with third-party finance cars. You can pay for a car lot, a bigger car lot. So then you can have your cars there. You can get approved for third-party financing. You can buy higher price inventory, which are those third-party financing cars. And then you can start advertising because you'll need to advertise. So you'll need money for advertisements, and then you can start selling. Okay. But all of that will take budget, and then you'll need, your staff. Okay. So all of that takes a bigger budget. So if you have a bigger budget, then definitely you can still schedule a strategy session with me so that we can work out what your plan is. If you have, I would say between $50,000 and $100,000, what your strategy is. But if you have less than $50,000, okay, and you want to become a used car dealer, it is totally possible, but you will most likely end up selling cash cars because cash cars they are wonderful for small dealerships because they sell the fastest, so they don't stay on your lot as long, especially if you know what to do. Okay. So it's quick profit, it's quick cash flow, it's quick turnover. You also have repeat customers, especially if you do the right things. So it's like the best and fastest way to build up a profitable dealership, auto brokerage, right? And I want to say to my auto brokers, like, I know a lot of people start as auto brokers and they're like, oh, I just want to, sell a couple of cars. I don't even really want to hold inventory. If you're not paying your overhead, then you might need to consider holding some inventory so that you can sell and make your overhead consistently. Okay. It's all about sustainability and consistency. All right. In this season. Okay. We're in a new season and everything we do needs to be sustainable for the long run. And we need to be consistent at it. All right. Y'all, is it cool? Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? That's good. We in agreement. Okay. Let me know. All right. In the comments. So yeah, if you're starting with cash cars, then one, you need to really appreciate and love the fact that you are starting with cash cars, like you're with cash cars. If you have a bad attitude about selling cash cars, if you think, cash cars are crap cars, they're going to be hard for you to sell. Okay. You're not going to be able to really sell it. You're not even going to really feel like you can sell it because you have a certain kind of opinion about the vehicles. Okay. So first we need to revamp, change that perception, that opinion, the belief about cash cars. Cash cars are the best thing for small dealerships that have budgets less than $20,000. Okay. 20 to 50,000, I would say. If you have less than what it takes to do finance cars, let me just say that. All right. So let's go there. So you need to love the fact that you're selling cash cars. Cash cars are actually a blessing to a lot of people. And in the right rooms, people get excited about cars that are $3,500 and $5,000. Okay. So you can build up a really great dealership that way. That's number one. So the other part of that is then how do you be confident then in the sales process? Like after you take the money, then what? Well, after you take the money, then you need to get the person's driver's license. Once you get their driver's license, then you enter all the details into your DMS system, your dealer management software, okay? If you don't have a dealer management software, then you need to get one because you need to automate that process. Now, you can do all this by hand, but I wouldn't recommend it. That requires a lot of attention to detail and repeating yourself over and over again, right? So I recommend you get a dealer management software. And we are actually partnering with a dealer management software to bring a 90-day free trial to you very soon. Even, I believe, probably this week, everything will be finalized. Now, it is a 90-day free trial to licensed dealers, so you have to be licensed, okay? But I'll definitely let you know when that comes down because that'll give you 90 days without making a payment to get comfortable working with the dealer management software, understanding what it looks like and what it does and how to go through it from getting the customer's driver's license to printing out the paperwork, okay? So after you get the driver's license, you enter in their information. After you enter in their information, then you start to print the paperwork. Once you print the paperwork, then you present the paperwork to the customer and ask them to read it over. You know, that these are my practices, right? Tell them to read it over, explain to them what each sheet is, because you know people don't read, right? But you want them to know what's on the papers because that's going to ensure that you have less complaints because you've been transparent up front and you let people know what they can do, what they cannot do, okay? So you want to encourage that or at least go through the paperwork with them. Once you go through the paperwork while they're signing, then you are now issuing a temporary registration in most states. So this is not exactly the same for every state, but in most states, now you're issuing a temporary registration so that they can drive legally on that vehicle. And you're using your ETR software, your electronic title registration software to do that. The electronic title registration software is something that you sign up with, is connected to the DMV. It allows you to give temporary registrations and transfer title, okay? So once you do that, you're entering in the details to print the temporary registration. Then you are printing it out, okay? You're printing it out, you're putting it on the car, you're shaking hands, and the deal is done. You got your money, you got your paperwork, they got their tag, they got the keys, they got the car, right? Then you do the title work later on the back end, on your title days, you do the title work. And the title work is actually transferring the title. And now there are a lot of best practices, like some of the reasons why we don't transfer a title right then on the spot in the electronic title registration software is because of a few things. You know, you want to make sure a few things are in place before you do that. All right. But that is the process. It is get driver's license, print paperwork, you know, enter details in the DMS software. Your details about the car are already in the DMS software, which are VIN number, mileage, and also VIN number, mileage, and retail price, right? And also what the taxes are, right, are already in the software. Hey, Ronika, what's up? So, let me start again because I saw Ronika and got excited. So you get the driver's license, you enter in the details in the DMS. Already in the DMS is the details about the car, right? So then those two link up, print out on all the paperwork. So now you got the details about the car printed out, the details about the customer printed out on the paperwork, right? The customer signs the paperwork, you print out the temp tag, you put the temp tag on the car, shake hands or whatever, and the deal is done. Okay. Now there are two things in there that three things I would say you need to be comfortable with in the meantime. So these are things you can practice in the meantime. One is closing a deal in your dealer management software. So putting in inventory, putting in a customer. This is something that we are going to do on a regular basis in the Six Figure Dealer Club. I'm going to take Six Figure Dealer Club members through the DMS software from, you know, start to finish of a deal. Okay, so you can get comfortable with seeing it, but then you also have to do it. So once you're licensed and you're in the Six Figure Dealer Club, you can get once you're licensed, you can get the 90-day demo for the dealer management software. Okay, that gives you 90 days to play. I know I said that, but I just want to let you know, because you need to play around and see how it looks and feels for you. Because I can show you all day, but you still gonna be sitting there nervous if you haven't walked through the steps yourself. Okay, so that's one thing that we will do in the Six Figure Dealer Club. The other thing you need to be comfortable with is printing the paperwork. So you need to make sure you have a printer, understand your printer. You gotta you and your printer gotta be in sync. Okay, you gotta know how to work your printer. Okay, so that's the second thing. And the third thing you have to be familiar with is your ETR software. So that's the software you use to print temporary registrations and to print and to transfer title. Okay, so I will be in the Six Figure Dealer Club. I will be providing resources from the different ETR. Sorry about that. I had a call. But I will be printing the different, not printing, but I will be showing you the different ETRs and how to roll through them. Okay. Now I do have the ones I like the best in different places. So I will also let you know that. I'm doing all this because when you get to that sale, you need to be confident. You need to know that you have it under control. You also need to admit to your customer, like, hey, this is my first deal and I'm excited about it. And, you know, I'm going to take it slow so I can make sure I got all the steps, right? Admitting that to your customer kind of takes the pressure off. Like, I know you want to go into the sale and be all like big and bad, right? Like, yeah, I'm a boss, right? But the reality is you're doing it for the first time, and everybody starts somewhere. You're starting at your first sale, and congratulations on that. You know, let's just get through your first sale so you can feel comfortable with the second and the 100th and the 1000th. You feel me? Okay, so if you are interested in the Six Figure Dealer Club, I would recommend that you sign up for the online workshop, how to buy and sell your first 5 cars, because before you get into the Six Figure Dealer Club, I need to make sure you have a certain mindset. I need to make sure you understand certain things. We also go through in that workshop, in addition to the mindset and what we're doing there and what our goals are, we also go through what the program is and, you know, what it costs and also what you get. So sign up for the workshop. I'll put the link in the description. It'll help you to understand the path to 6 figures, like what you need to do to make 6 figures. And it'll also help you get in more information about the Six Figure Dealer Club. So any questions, CEOs? Any questions? Y'all are quiet. Was this helpful? I'm hoping this was helpful. It's hard for me to come from this perspective because it's been a long time since it was my first deal. But I do remember being uncertain about, you know, using software, but I love software and I'll push buttons even if I don't know what I'm doing. So that's really kind of the energy it requires, is for you to just be curious and to know that even if you mess it up, you can come back from it. Okay. Especially if you have a mentor. Okay. I'm glad it was helpful. Okay. So if you need some extra assistance, Six Figure Dealer Club is there for you. And in there, I will be your mentor. And you know, we'll get through all these sales to get to 6 figures in 12 months or less. All right, CEOs. So that's all I have. Next week, I am attending a graduation out of town. So I am not going to be here next week for the live video, but I will post when the next one will happen, and that'll be the week after. All right. So, okay, yes, always helpful. Okay, I'm great. I'm grateful, Corvette D. All right, y'all, like I say, like I am praying for you. I know people pray for me along my path because there's some stuff that happened in my favor that is like, oh, how did that happen? So I'm always praying for you because in the beginning, you know, it's difficult. I get that, right? So I'm praying for you. I'm hoping everything leads you exactly to where you need to be and to what you need. And I'm ready when you are. Okay, so let's get it. Let's be dynamic and let's, you know, make dreams happen. So I will see you in 2 weeks. All right, bye.